live. I'm checking it out right now. Hello. There we go. Live on Restream. Are we live on Twitch? Not yet. And not yet on YouTube. And Restream. There we go. Are we? And Twitch. Looks. Twitch is not up to date. This is supposed to be number 59. Oh, it's up to date now. Alright. Sweet. So, today we're going to prepare the release of the latest version. It has a few bug fixes in it. Before we do this, I'm going to play the latest daily Sudoku puzzle from Discord, just as a quick test. And I should be able to just stick it in here. I guess this is a null Sudoku, right? So with these, usually there's a couple of places. For example, this one sees 3 digits into these 3 rows, right? So we see a 1, we don't see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we don't see a 9. This one sees a 3, this one sees a 4, and this one sees a 2. And I guess we can do the same thing here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This sees a 1, this sees a 3, and a 5, and this sees 4 and 6. And then we can do the same thing in all the other places as well. So this one will see a 1, doesn't see a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And this one sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we can remove 1 from here, 7 from here, 8 from here, 2 from here, 2, 3, 7, 9, and then nothing from there. Okay, and that's the same as these. Then we can do the same thing over here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here we can remove nothing. Remove an 8 here and here. Remove a 7 here. And remove nothing else here. And 5, 6 here. And 6 from here. Right, and we'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No 9. Oop, no 9 here. No 5 here. And no 7. Okay. And then no 3 here and no 4 here. Alright. And we have a couple where we have eliminated more options than others. Let's have a see. 2. I'm surprised we don't have one here. And then we also have this one, which sees 4 digits. So it sees a 1. It doesn't see a 2, doesn't see a 3, sees a 4, 5, 6, 7, and doesn't see an 8. So 2, 3, and 8. Okay, and then this one sees 6 digits, but the 4 twice. It only sees 4. And then this one also sees the 4 twice. This one sees the 1 twice, and this one also sees the 1 twice. So the center box isn't as fruitful. Let's see. Do we have anything that's more? I mean, this is the sort of thing that you can easily brute force. But I'm gonna try to behave myself and see if I can do something smarter. Wait, okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah, so 2 goes here. So we know that 2 has to go up here. All right, and we can do the same thing probably in most of the others. So 8 goes here, and now we know 8 goes here. All right, that's also pretty obvious. 3 goes here, so we know 3 goes here, and this is a 7-8 pair. 7-8 can't go here. We have a 7-8 pair here. And then these 3 are 3, 5, and 9. And then this means that's a 2. Oh. And that's a 1. Right? And then here we have 4 and 6. Where this is a 4, and this is a 6. Alright, and this can't be a 9. We have a 9 up here, and this can't be a 5 for the same reason. Do we have another one like that? 4, 5, 6, 4. So these are the 5, 6 pair. And these three are 3, 2, and 9. And that can't be a 3. And therefore this is an 8. And this can't be a 2, so it's a 7. And that 8 goes on here. Oops, wrong button. And 7, 8, and then we're missing a 1. If it's a 1, oh no. 1, 1, 1. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so 8. Okay. 1 and 2 go in here. So this becomes 7, 8, 9. No 8, no 7. No 9 down here. And this is 3, 4, 5. Where 4 and 3 are taken out. So that means we can remove the 5s of all of these. The 5 here. In fact, we can remove the 6 because we go to 6 here. 5, 9. So that's a 9 out of here, 9 out of here. So 3, 8, and a 9. And alright, that's good progress. Oop. Ears itching. And now this is all over the place. Alright, so got a 9. And a 3, and 1, and 5. Goes out of here. There's no 9 here because there's the 9 already there. That's a 5 and a 9. And makes this a 6, 2, 6, 5. And then we have 4, 6, and we're missing a 3 in this row. In this row, we're missing a 4. And now we're missing 2, 6, and 8. Like that. Alright, sweet. This can't be a 4, because we have 4 up here. That solves a couple of these, and no 5. So that makes this a 3, a 7 and a 3, 8, 7, 9, 8. No 8 here. And guess now we kind of just have to fill in the middle. Anything anything special? Ah, can't be a 3. 3, 5, 3, 9. Well, I guess we can just fill these in, right? 4, 5, and 8. So no 3, no 5, no 1, 2, no 8. And then through it this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no 8. And no 3, no 4, no 2. So we have an 8, 9 pair. So that does this. And then we have a 4 here. And we're done with the 4s. Alright, sweet. 1 goes here. Done with the 1s. 2. You're here. Okay. 2s, 3s. Alright, that's too many. 4s are done. 5s, almost. And here. 6s. Here. 7s. Here. And 8s. Here, which means that's a 6. 2 and 8. And we have a 3, 5 pair here. That's what I was missing. I thought that I gotta be missing something here. Alright. And 3, 5, this can't be a 7 anymore. So that's a 7. Guess that makes this the 8. And this can't be a 6. So that's a 5 or 9. Can't be a 9. So that's a 5. 3 and 5, 3, and it's not a 2 anymore. What are we missing? 6 and 9, right? So that's the 9, that's the 6, that's the 8, that's the 9, and we're done. Alright, well, so far so good. Let's just, I don't know, undo. Yeah, this looks fine. So, let's see. So I'm gonna just organize this a little bit. let's see where we're at with the update. So with the update, I always just copy the files over from staging to production. It's a bit low tech, and one of these days I'll write a script for it, but for now this has worked pretty well. Yeah, before we do it, let's update the puzzles themselves. Oop. So we'll run an update here. That should create a commit for us. I think the fan is like tickling my hair and makes my head itch. Okay, APIs. Let's update these. I don't think we should have to update these. And in fact, an rsync might be faster than just copying them over in Windows, but that'll be all right. All right, these over from staging to production. Let's make sure I do them in the right direction. And then we'll copy these over. All right. And then I think these don't usually change, so frick it. I'll copy these over just as well. It'll take a bit longer, but not really a big problem. And then the div should tell us what's going on. So let's have a quick review. What's changed? Pairs above lines, yes, minor setting we've added. We've updated all these event handlers because they were just wrong. We've renamed a couple of dialogues. We've added a small check to the fpuzzles decoder. Yeah, for multiple colors. We've updated the framework to handle... there was like a minor error in SudokuPad, so I added that. Yes, one background image was added. We've added we fixed some checks, some feature checks. We've added some styling. No, I've just cleaned up some styling. Because we started moving the colors into a separate CSS file. All right. And we've improved some things in the calculator. We added some checks there. We added some checks to the pen tool. What was this about? I don't remember. This should be in here at the top. Oh, guess not. Didn't add a description. Oh, that's a pity. All right. And we added some utilities that we're using elsewhere. All right. So that's our update. Update production to v0.175. And we'll deploy it. That's it. It's been in testing for a while. It should be all right. No major changes. I'm gonna update the new server as well. Yeah, and this week, the coming week, I'm gonna start some serious planning. I'm gonna call a meeting with Simon Mark as well. I'm planning the next app, what's going to go out, which is probably gonna be Friends of SudokuPad or something similar, with donated puzzles by some very kind people. And obviously, what I started in December last year is the server move to Amazon from Google, and updating my local build environment for SudokuPad to use the local Mac that has been donated by a fan, which was very, 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 very extremely kind. All right, npm run deploy state. So that should all now be latest versions live. So now if we go back to, let's go to the puzzle archive and just open something random. Don't know if I'll try to solve it if it's easy enough, but those are relatively complex quite often. This seems to have standard rules at least. And we're just gonna run this on app just to make sure. So digit gauge responds to the number top left, digit thermal must be increased. So standard thermal, standard kilogauge, and standard in between. So that just means this can't be a 1 or a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna mark this. So that's 4 digits each. Right. So the higher one of these two needs to be relatively high above a 6. Okay. And that's an in-between line as well. I see how it goes. And any other consideration? How? Any other considerations there? Not really. Okay, so this one is cannot be an 8 or 9. Not sure how that affects anything though. So I don't know yet if this is a middle one between these two. And here the bottom of a thermal. So this is basically just a less than. This is less than this, and this is less than this. This is not really important, but this cannot be a 1 and this cannot be a 9. That's all we know here. This is 6, 7, 8, 9 is worth marking because we have another one over here. That's 5 is also worth marking. So this one is interesting because the lower one has to be 4 low, and the up and the higher one can be whatever, right? So one of these has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's a 5, it can be a 4. Only then. So for example, this cannot be a 2, because if this was a 2, this would be a 1, and one of these would also have to be a 1. So this already cannot be a 2. Oops. So that just propagates up the thermo. If it's a 3, one of these would have to be a 2, and this would have to be a 1. So it is possible. This is a 4, 3. Can this be a 4? This is a 4. That's a 5. One of these would have to be 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I think we have the same problem here. If this is an 8, one of these would have to be a 9, and then this couldn't be a 9. So this cannot be an 8, and that propagates again. Propagates downwards. Like this. Oh, that's interesting. So now this is a 3 or a 4. Interesting. So one of these, so this is a 7. One of these has to be an 8 or 9, and this is going to be an 8 or 9. So we're definitely going to have an 8-9 pair. So if this is a 7, right? Then this one of these would have to be 8 or a 9, and this would also have to be an 8 or 9, which means we couldn't use 8 and 9 in here, which means the 15 cage wouldn't work. So this is a 6. And now we've got some digits in the grid. So we know one of these is now a 7, 8, or a 9. And then this one has an 8 or a 9 in it. And this is a 7, 8, or 9. So we have a virtual 8. Well, let's say if this is a 7, 8, this would be a 9. And then, yeah, so if this is a 7, 8, right, this would be 9. And then one of these would have to be larger than a 6. And it can't be a 7, 8, or 9, so that doesn't work. So we know this is a 6, 9. This can't be a 9. No, we have the wrong digit there. And then one of these would have to also be a 7 or 8. We don't know which though. And then the other one has to be lower than that. Okay. We know there's no 9 here. Interesting. 8, 7, 6. Yeah, that's not really interesting. Hey, Jaya. How are you doing? One of these has to be a 1, 2. That's a 1, 2. Does this give us the same problem, right? So this cannot be a 3, 7. It cannot be a 4, 6. So it has to have it's a 1, 2, or 8, or 9. And this cannot be the 1, 2. So this has to be a 1 or a 2. So that's lower than the 3. This can't be a 4, but it could be it could be a 2 either. So this has to be at least, it could be a 5 either. So this has to be 6. So this has to be a 7, 8, or 9. And this has to be a 6, 7, or 8. Interesting. But it doesn't have to be an 8 or 9. Okay, so this is the lower one now. This can be as low as a 2 if this is a 1. And that's the higher one. So the lowest this can be is a 3. So 1, 2, 3. Basically, I've just pushed the latest release live, so I'm just playing one game just to test it out on 0.175.0. It's the least. It is literally the least I can do is to at least play through one game. This might be tricky to be a low digit because of the. Well, there's other digits, right? There's only 2 taken, 2 of the lows. This is interesting because this can't be. Maybe not too interesting. All I know is whatever this is. Yeah. Okay. What's next? This is relatively high. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it's a 4, 9, 5, 8, or 6, 7. So this, okay, let's see. If this is a 1 and that's a 2, this could be a 3. That would make this a 5. And then it can't be a 4. It could be a 5, 3 that way. It could be a 6, 2. Or it could be a 7, 1. And then this could be anything 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this would be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This is a 2. Wait, if this is a 2, this would have to be a 1 and this would have to be a 1. So this cannot be a 2. Okay. If this is a 3. This would have to be a 1, 2. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can't be a 5. It has to be lower than this. And then this has to be a 9, 8, 7, or 6. Okay. All right. And I'm sure there's a couple of like... this can't be a... wait, this can't be a 3. Because, wait, why can't this be... This can't be a 2. Oh, I removed the 6 instead of the 7. My mistake. Okay. It's 4, 5, or 3, 6. And then this is just lower than a 9. That's not really interesting. So this is... so this can't be a 3 now. That means this can't be a 5. So this is starting to get slightly high. Interesting. So if this was a 5, this would be a 3. This was a 2, this would be a 7, this would be a 1, and this could be anything it wants to be. Alright. So it would be good if we could limit this to a 1, or like if we could get rid of the 3, 5 option, because then we'd have a virtual 1, 2 pair in this cage. I'm not quite sure yet what I would do with that. We do have a virtual 1, 2 in this row, but we don't have a virtual 8, 9 yet. If we could get rid of the 7 here, that would be good. Because we have 1, 2, 3. So these are... this can be a 5. So let me write these out. So we have virtual 1, 2, 3. Then we could be a 4. We have 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 9. But we have one of 8, 9 here. But we don't have one of 7. Where does the 5 go? It's got to go here. So that eliminates the 3 from here. Which now means we have a virtual 1, 2 here, which is what I was looking for. What was added or fixed in 1.7.5? Alright, well, let's have a quick look. It was mostly very small things. I think the main fix was clicking here and dragging out was selecting. That was something a lot of people complained about. Yeah, I don't think I made any notes on it. It's mostly that. That was like the main thing. And then there was a couple of things. Yeah, there was like a small thing. I added the setting for errors above lines to settings in under advanced or errors above lines. And then I made a couple of updates because I'm updating SudokuPad at the moment to make SudokuPad work with 0.175. So I had to do a few changes there. And it's looking pretty good. Obviously needs a lot of testing. But it's high time I start working on SudokuPad again and update that. So could this still be a 6? If this is a 6, that's a 7. That would make this a 1 and this a 2. Yeah, there's no problem with that. Where does the 5 go in here? Here. And 6. 3. But 5 was actually quite interesting. I'm sure there's something else I can do with that. So one of these is 7, 8. So we know this is not a 7, 8, 6, or 9. So this is a 1, 2, 3, or 4 now. It can't be a 5 either. And I know one of these is 7 or 8. And the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be a 9. And it can't be a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We have in these. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how your theming is implemented. I hope I didn't break anything. I'm not trying to, but obviously I'm eventually going to add theming myself, so it will definitely. Maybe the colors. I've started extracting the colors into their own style sheet, so yeah, that's likely going to affect stuff. Never 1-2 pair. What are we gonna do with those? By the way, can you send me a private message with a link to your stuff just so I have it as a reference? Because that obviously, you know, if it's something I can use to speed up development of similar features in the app, and maybe learn something about how you're using my non-existent API and maybe improve my undocumented APIs, you know, it would be good for everybody, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 1 or 2, and this is a 3. And that would be an 8 or 9. That would be a 6. That'd be a wait a second. 6, no, that's not a. There's no conflict here. 4 is over here. 1, 2 is here or here. 7 is here or here. This is an 8. That's a 9. It's not a problem. That would be an 8 here. 8 and 8. Not really. Wondering if this is starting to get a bit constrained by what's in here. So this could be a 7 or 8, and then 2, 3, 4. But can we have a 1 in here? Possibly. Can't have a 1 here. We can't have 1s here. No. Barking up the wrong tree, I'm sure. Sure. Just, you know, yeah. Ultimately, I want to have a documented API for plugins and extensions and so on and so forth. So this is all working towards that. I appreciate any kind of help. And, you know, I can start the process of kind of writing up what people do with it and how people want to use it and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't feel this helped me at all. I feel like I need to look somewhere else. 8, 7, 6. Can't be a 5. Not super helpful. 6, 7, 8, 9. No. What about here? 4s. 4 goes here. Alright, so that takes a 4 out of here. And out of here. That's a little bit interesting. Alright, so that's reducing the possibilities here. I think this is the crux. This is the thing that I have to reduce possibilities on. I mean, we could still have a 5 here and a 4. We can't have a 5 here. What am I saying? Okay, so that's a 3, 6. Okay, so that's either quite high or quite low. Interesting. This is a 3. This would be a 6. This would be a 7. This would be a 1. This would be a 2. Doesn't really do anything. This is a 6. That's a 7. That's a 1. That's a 2. If this is a 3, this would be a 1 or a 2 as well. And this would be an 8 or a 9. Now this can't be a 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it could be a 1, 2, not a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then 7 or 8. 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay. 3, 6. So 6 here, 6 here. We have 6, 5 here. 6. Is there a problem with this being a 6? If this is a 6, this would be a 3. Yeah, this can't be a 6, because this would have to be a 3, and then this would have to be a 6, so this is a 7, okay. How did I not see that? So that makes this a 1, that's a 2. Can't be a 2 anymore. This is now a 2, 8. Right, and that's a 1. It's not a 1 anymore. Okay. Alright, so 3, 6, and 9. That's not a 6. 3, 6, 9, 4, 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Not a 1, 2, or a 3 here. 7, 8 pair. That's nice. And that makes this a 9. Alright. Now stuff is happening. Alright. So this is a 5 or 6. And these are Let's. Oh, wait, no. There's only 3 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means no 3 here. Oh yeah, I knew that already. Okay. No 9, 4 option here anymore. No 9 here, no 8 here. Okay. Now this could still be any of these digits, I think. Ah, we have a virtual 7, 8 here. There's a 7 or 8 here. So this cannot be a 7, right? Because then this wouldn't have any options. So this is a 6 suddenly. And this is not a 7. And now this cannot be a 6, 7 anymore. That makes this a 7 and this an 8. And this is 1, 3, 4. This can be a 3. This can be a 3. This cannot be a 5 or an 8. Now, if this is a 7, this is the high digit, then this would be an 8, and this would be the low digits. Alright. This 7, 8, and this would be the low digits. There's nothing wrong with that. Alright. And... Alright, these options are all still open, I think. Oh, 3, 6, 9 in the vertical. Does that help in any way? Not really. Not really. Ah, wait, we know what this is now. This is a 10 cage, right. So now this is forced to be a 6, 3, 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. And that's not a 3, not a 6. 1 here somewhere. It's not really very interesting. 6. Oh no, I'm tempted to mark the 11 now because the 6 and 4 takes a few options out. There's 3 over here. 1, 2. So these are 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't be a 9 or an 8. 7, 8, 9. No, it can't be a 7 either. Aha! Sometimes I have the right instincts to mark a lot. Mr. Pencil Mark 8, 7. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, 8. This can't be a 7. This 7. There's also a 6, 9 pair, so it can't be a 6 either. Okay. This, on the other hand, just can't be a 6. It could be a 4, 5 here. Alright, and this cannot be a 2, 3 anymore. So, get the 1 and 4 out of there. We have 4s lined up here. So we have a 4 here. And the 1 now here. And the 4 is here. Which puts a 4 there. Okay, that's a digit. That's a digit. Can this be a 7 now? Starting to run short on digits, actually. 5. Gotta go here. And 3 here, but not super helpful. Ah, there's a 3. I could have done these ages ago. Alright. 6 and 9 sorted. Yeah, that's not a 6. And 9s, well, not super useful. 3s. 1s. Oh, this can't be a 1. Oh, that can't be a 1. So we got a 1. That makes this a 2. Not very useful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This. Wait, something here can't be a thing. This can't be a 4, right? Ah, and this can't be a 1. So we got a 1 here. Alright. 1's here. And yeah, let me fill these in. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9. Alright. And 6, 2. Oh wait, we have a 6 in the box, so now we got 6s. And this can't be a 5. 6, 7, 9. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Ah, this can't be a 7. Just looking at this here. 7s. So many 7s. 7 options, that is. 1. Ah, that can't be a 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 4, 5. Can't be a 4. All right. I think it's time to start looking at these clues. So this is either a 2, then this has to be a 7 or an 8, or this is a 7, and then this has to be a 2 or a 5. It's not super limiting, really. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. 2, 5, 7, 8. Is there something I can't have here? This is a 7, that's a 2, that's an 8. Ah, if this is a 7 or an 8, then there wouldn't be an option for a high digit. So this cannot be a 7 or 8. Okay, so the 7 or 8 needs to be one of these. So this can this be a 7? Yeah, this is an 8. All right, let's have a look. This can't be a 1. Well, let's see. This can't be a 1. It can't be a 9. So it's a 2 or 3 or a 7 or an 8. Now, there can't be a 1 here, so this can't be a 2. There could be a 2 here, I think. So the low digit could be a 2, and the high digit, could it be 9? Guess so. Yeah, this is not as limiting as I thought it would be. Maybe there's somewhere else I need to look first. Could this be a 5? Like, I still don't even know if this is a 2 in either one, because this could be a 5, 6, and this could be a 7, this could be an 8, and that would be the 2. Let's see, we have 5 digits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 2, 6, 7, 9. Yeah, that's not really limited in any way. 6, 6, 6, 3, 7, 8, 3, 8, 9. I feel like I'm walking in circles. Ones. So that's a 1-4 pair. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So now we have 4 digits here. 1, 4. Can't be a 3. 8 is here. So these can't be 8s. 2, 3, 7, 9. 2, 7, 9. 7, 8. 7, 9. Earlier we had a thing with the 5s. We were quite limited. It's a 5, that's a 4. 2. Where does the 2 go here? We have the options here. 2, 4, 5. 1s go here. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's worth marking. 4 goes here or here. Let's mark this one. I mentioned it earlier. So it can't have a 1 in it. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this can't be a 2, so that can't be a 9. This can't be a 6, so that can't be a 5. This can't be a 4, so this can't be a 7. Anything else we can exclude? 4, 7. So 4's over here. So we have 8, 3, 6, 5, 3, 8, or 2, 9. The 6 is here or here. That's a 6, that's a 5. Okay. No biggie. Anything else we can exclude from there? 3, 8, 9. If this is a 3, 8 pair, this would have to be a 9. But there's no problem with that, really. There's no 2s here, so the 2 has to be here. So these can't be 2s. Alright, so that's our high digit. So that's our 2. And we have a 7, 8 here, which takes the 7s out of there. And that 2 should do some work down here. Okay. 2, 7, 8, 2, 3. 2s are here. 5, 6 goes out of there. So that's no longer 6. Okay, so now we have our 6 up here. And that means that's a 6. I believe, yep. 6 is over there. And 6 is over here, and that's it. Okay. 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're now missing only 2, 3, and 9 here. This can't be a 2. So 2 has to be here. It's 3 or 9. 2s are here. There's a 2 here, we also have a 9 in it. Don't think there's a problem with this at the moment. This could still be 7, 8, 9, right? But if this is an 8, wait a second. This can no longer have a 1 or a 2 in it, so this cannot be a 3, because we can't put a 1 or a 2 here. So this cannot be a 3. So we have a 7, 8 pair now. So that means no 8 here. So 2, 3, 9. But it also means one of the highs has to be an 8 or a 9. One of these has to be an 8 or a 9. Okay, and this one has to be an 8 or a 9. Huh. That's interesting. 7, 8. 7, 8, 8 or 9. This one has an 8 or 9 in it. So if this is an 8, that'd be a 9, and that wouldn't work. So this is a 7. Alright. I guess that makes this an 8. That resolves a couple of... it bounces around a little bit. 6, 7, 9. Oh, that does work, actually. Takes a 3 out of there. It's a 3 in there. No 2s. It's a 2 there. Ah, that resolves that 2, 8 over here and gets 8s out of there. 5, 8, 5, 8. 5, 8. Is this a 5? That's a 4. That'd be an 8. Wait, if this is a 5, that would be an 8, and that would be an 8. So that can't be a 5. Okay. So no 8 here. 4, 5. Oops, 4, 5 pair here. And yeah, okay. Alright. Anything else that can resolve up here? No 8 here. So that's not a 3. That's a 2, 3, and that's an 8, 9. Okay. 8, 9 pair now. So 2, 3, 5 here. That can't be a 5. So 5, 7. Alright. No 5 here, no 5 here. 2, 3 pair. That resolves a couple of things down here. Does that 7, 4 do anything for us? No. No. Okay. Alright, one of these is an 8 or 9. Can't be a 9 anymore, so the 8s are here. And the other one is a 3, 5. Can't be a 6, can't be a 7. Okay, so it's a 3, 5, 8 here. And then that's whatever's left. Alright. There's a 3 or 5 and an 8 in these. In the 8 in the other one. Ah, this can't be a 3. Can't be a 5. Alright, it's already narrowing down quite a lot. 2, 3. That's a 3. That's an 8 now. That 2 takes that one. That's a 2 now. And that can't be a 3, so that's a 3. That's the 8. And that's got to be a 5 or a 9. Can't be a 7. But it can be a 5 or 9. And this is 1, 5 or 9. Can't be 1. So that's the 1, 4, 5, 4. That's a 9. 8, 9. 8, 8, 8. 5. What are these? We're left with 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let me see. Is there a reason the blue outlines don't overlap over arrows thermos? The blue outlines... Yeah, it's a layering issue. The thing is, the app is kind of based on the layering system from the original old one by Sam Kappelman. And I haven't thought too much about how it should be. Now, I think the selection should be above these features. But the problem is these features are grouped with other kinds of features. Remember, the app is not aware that this is a thermo. So there could be other drawn things that the selection shouldn't be over. But it probably should be. So I'm going to put it down because... Make it slightly darker when with the thermos. Yeah. The problem is there's so many unforeseen interactions when you start messing with alpha. Because there's so many different combinations of things. So it's a bit... It's not obvious how things will work. I've made so many changes and I had to revert them afterwards because then suddenly somebody said, oh, but all these puzzles now don't work at all, you know? And it's very easy to miss that when testing because obviously there's only so many different kinds of puzzles I can test on. All right, so that works. So far, so good. So what I want to look at now on the test, on the latest, on the next version. So this is done. Excellent. Today's going to be a bit of a short stream. Sort of my last weekend of time off after my job. Next week, I'm going to go full on back into work on SudokuPad. Ah, yes, the print style sheet for the killer calculator. Let's see if we can find a puzzle with a killer cage somewhere. Give me a killer puzzle. In fact, the one we just tested on was actually would have been fine. It has some killer cages. In fact, just do this. All right. So the killer calculator currently shows up in the print style sheet. Yes, and we don't want that. So can I simulate the print style sheet, the media query? Chrome test CSS media. I'm pretty sure there must be a way of doing that. With this guy. Where's everything? What's going on? Why does everything disappear? Everything is invisible. That is bizarre. Why is it all white? This is not normal, right? This is like a rendering bug or something. Okay, that was weird. All right, so what did it say to do? Yes, CSS print media. Emulate CSS. Oh my god. This shouldn't be hidden under 26 different settings. Rendering. And emulate CSS media. Media type print. And it's, you know what? I have a feeling that I have too many browsers open. And something is, oh yeah, maybe I can close my YouTube account. Here we go. Can I zoom this? There we go. All right, let's have a look at the print media, because everything else seems to be working well enough. Staging, let's make sure I'm editing the right files. Yeah, I think I just have too many browsers open. You wouldn't want to see how many browser tabs I have open in various places. So it probably ran out of memory or something, and it does weird things sometimes. And I'm probably due for a reboot as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 5, 3. I really need to split out these style sheets as well. So print, print, print. So all the stuff that's hidden is basically this stuff, right? So top bar controls, buttons controls, block static transform on top auto margin 2, puzzle header, isolated puzzle rules, margin 0.50 background, controls info display block visible auto. Wait, controls info display block important. Controls info. Controls info. Ah, okay. So the stuff that's hidden is this. Should probably do this for those. Indent them a little bit, make it obvious what's going on. Oh, that's gonna make the changes a bit dirty. All right, that's okay. So we want to change this. Don't know why it's called kill calc on screen. But good enough. So if I now hide the calculator and then go back to print media, yeah, it's still fine. I wonder if I need to get rid of the scroll bar. Margin rules, unset margin, background max width. So I'm unsetting max width and max height. So in theory, if I go in here, right, and I say edit as HTML, and then I just take this and paste it in here a couple of times, right? Make it really long. So how does this print style sheet treat that? And now if I press Ctrl P, if I go here and press Ctrl P, it locks it to one page, huh? That's not what we want, right? We want this to go to multiple pages if the rules are really long. I'm pretty sure that's what people want when they print. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Especially since I've discovered tab groups, it's gotten even worse. All right, so this is, I'm a bit concerned that the parent might be cutting it off. Yeah. So controls info display block. Why is this with auto? But I think this might like be positioned or something. Display block. Display block. Like, why is this height 0? Overflow. X direction column. There's something. Display block is off. Display flex, is that why? Margin height 0. Ah, okay. So controls.info here width. And we'll do the same thing for height, I think. And oh, I need to make the rules long again. Let me hack that in so I don't have to do this over and over and over again, because that's always a pain in the ass. Or let me just find a puzzle with longer rules. Let's do that. I think the ones from SudokuLab are usually really long. Let's see. Normal circles. Oh, that's pretty. This one might have longer rules. Yeah, it might be long enough. Let's try this one. And I think that's the end of the playlist. I'm probably gonna do less than 2 hours today, so this is going to be at most the last playthrough. 2 or 4. Now, I did not pay attention if what's the last, hence a 2 or 4. So this seems to go to the end of it. Ah, And now it's cut off because I made the text. No, it's still. So this still already seems to go to show all of it. So we just want to get rid of the scroll bars, basically. So puzzle rules. It's supposed to be selectable. It says selectable here. Unless I'm disabling it for the print style sheet, which doesn't make any sense. User select text. Unless the parent is not selectable. I don't know exactly how that inherits. User select none. Because there could be all sorts of parents that are user select none. So I guess everything is user select none, basically. Okay, that's not the point right now. Right now the point is to get rid of the scroll bar. So this is puzzle rules. Media print dot puzzle rules. Scroll bar none. Now that's not how scrolling is set. So scroll bar. There should be a scroll bar, right? CSS height scroll bar if there is no overflow. Shouldn't that be the default behavior? So that should be it, right? And it's gone. Sweet. Now, if I do Control P here. Okay, let's find one with really long rules. There have been a few. I remember, especially on other on other sources. I feel. Yeah, this looks pretty long. So these are all from the puzzle archive on the CTC Discord, in case you're wondering. Great source for puzzles that work with my app. So that cuts it off. So that means it's not scaling it according to the size of the text, huh? So there's a container somewhere. 366. If I make this smaller. No, so that one is stretching. But there's something that doesn't stretch. Game 1386. Game 1386. Game 1386. Wait, how is game? Ah, so game is stretching. So what isn't stretching then? App 1282. Ah, okay, so app isn't stretching. So now app is 1386, and if I press Control P, look and save. That's not all of it, is it? Look and save. Body. Position fixed. How do I get it to... Ah, here we go. So I think it's the body. Print. Body. Position, and I think position should be let's find out what it should be. Static. All right. Okay. All right, so I still have to do the other thing. I think it was app display height. Nope. App 1386. Body position. Oh. Maybe it was enough. Just not urgent enough. Not important enough. Ah, there we go. So now people can print it out, and I mean it's up to them to say, oh, print it only one page or whatever. Alright, I think that does that. I think that's enough. Let's have a look what we've done. So I'm gonna bump the version for this. Gonna bump minor here. And we just had a few style sheet updates, right? So that's 0.1.7 yada yada yada. The date print styles. That's enough. All right. I think that's done. Let's fix the color calculator and fix it. Selection layer CSS. Let me have a quick poke at it, what that would look like. First of all, let's get rid of all these special settings that we put here. So we can get rid of that. Don't need that. Console, and this looks wrong. There we go. All right. The selection CSS layer. So right now, selection lives where exactly? Let's find out. So we have cells given highlights. I'm guessing, nope. So highlights live here. So arrows, grids, the grid lines are above the selection. So the grid lines are above, that's why. So the grid lines are above the selection and arrows are below the grid lines. So everything that's above the grid lines is also above the selections, because I didn't want the selection to hide the grid lines. I think that's the main thing, because if you have a lot of selection noise, having the grid lines there makes sure you know where you're at. But we could potentially move the highlights above the arrows. I think the problem is that, for example, certain kinds of circles, which are part of that, such as thermal circles, they get overlapped by the selection a lot. Yeah, but this is a very special case just for the print style sheet. So the CSS probably needs, well, certainly is a total mess. So it should probably be just ripped out and redone. But, you know, priorities and all that. I wish I had the time. Let's have a look. Changing the layer isn't hard. But I think the problem then is certain things are very hard to see. Hey guys, welcome back. Hey Poochie, Toby. Hey, you're very hot, right? Okay. Oh my god. Sorry? Oh no. Alright, I'm just trying one more thing and then I'll wind down the stream, alright? So let's see. Basically, that's probably all we need to do. Basically. So now the selections will be... Will they be under the lines? The arrows, yeah, the arrow layers, which includes thermals and so on. And we probably want to go back to a different test puzzle. I think this one was a good one. So now we have, yeah, you see, this is something I personally didn't like. So for thermoses and for circles, and if the circle has the right or wrong kind of size, it almost becomes impossible to see. So that's why I put those above them. And because they're on the same layer as all the lines kind of were caught in the crossfire. No, wait a second. This is supposed to be above it now. Wait a second. Highlights are above arrows. Below grids. Because they're an overlay. Right. Wait a second. Yeah. Wait a second. Highlights are above. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. That's what we were discussing. Yeah. So now the highlight is above the line. And I think it makes it interferes too much with features like circles, where they can overlap a lot with the highlight square. So if we kind of do these side by side like this. Let me select these two here and these two here. It's actually hardly any difference. Is that because of the transparency? Wait a second. I'm confused now. Yeah, no. Where's the... Wait, what? What did I do? Oh, I moved the wrong layer. Never mind. All right. Yeah, that's the difference. So this is how it is currently, and this is how it would be otherwise. And I personally found, yeah, this might be a bit noisy, and to be honest, the thermoses aren't really supposed to be that thick. But this is harder to follow, I feel. I don't know. It's one of those taste things, I guess. And in fact, here, the circle is still below. In fact, it solves the problem of this separation by coloring because of the white semi-transparent interior of the selection, huh? Whoops. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it until people complain. I always found, in this case, the circles become a little hard to see. Now imagine a round circle, a thin round circle that's slightly bigger than that. Here it's okay, but if it's slightly bigger, it can get almost completely swallowed by the selection. Yeah. And that's the thing with Z sorting, you cannot just arbitrarily sort some things up or under if you have it by layers. You know, if you're not drawing everything from scratch. Because like in some cases you would want it under, in some cases over, and then you suddenly have non-Euclidean Z ordering, which is obviously doable, but it's probably not something I want to look into at the moment. But yeah, I kind of get the point that this looks kind of weird and messy, while this is kind of... You know what? I'm happy to test it. I am happy to test it. So this is how it is now. And if I move arrows below here, this would be the alternate way of doing it. I mean, it's a very small change, right? So let's try that. And we'll do a minor bump on that as well. Where are we at? 17 something. 177. Move arrows layer beneath highlights. Right. It looks cleaner. Like, I don't think anybody would say, oh, this is wrong. While the other way, the way it is currently, it's quite easy to say, hey, wait a second, this looks a bit broken. So yeah, let's try it. Let's run it through the test a little bit and see what people say. It's not too bad. And usually when you're selecting just one cell, you kind of know what's in it. I mean, remember, there's also two aspects to the app, right? There is people using it to play, and there's Simon or other YouTubers using it to show off, right? And while you're playing, it's probably fine like this. But when you're watching a video and this happens, it might not be super clear what's going on. So there's also the consideration to maybe have like two different modes, you know, a play mode and a present mode. That's something I'd love to get into, but like the infrastructure for theming and all that stuff needs to come first, so this sort of thing can be more easily done. All right, let's do, before we call it a day, let's deploy these and then run one more test game. And the test game this time is going to come from my dear... you know what? I'm going to play one of the artisanal Sudokus, because I really, really love those. I think I've done them all. Let me see. So in case you're wondering, there's Simon Sinclair has a newsletter where he publishes every week a couple of really, really beautiful puzzles that he sets. And he really goes into a lot of effort to colorize them and give them hints and all sorts of things, right? There was one that I didn't finish, I think. Maybe this one. Let's try it out. And we're gonna run this as our test. So we're gonna run this on test, which you can see here. So we can test the new code. And just to confirm, 1770. All right, and let's go. Let's go. Actually, I don't know if I can go full screen because I don't think my stream actually shows everything. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this here, and we'll do this. There we go. All right. Yeah, I didn't finish this last time. All right. So we have 16 and 50. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it's a 15, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, right? And then the remaining 4 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the remaining 4 here, 5, 7, 8, 9. We know this cannot be a 5 because it's a 3-cell arrow. So there's a couple of things I've pre-filled in like this. But now the point was that I was working with is, so this one, 15 plus 16 is 31, right? So these 3 cells are, so 31, 45 minus 31 is 16, right? So these are all 16. But we know this area is 3 times 15, it's 45. But we're missing 1 cell here, and 1 cell is outside. So we know this cell and this cell are the same, right? So we could just kind of pretend this cell is actually here. And then we know that this area here is, well, 45 minus 15 minus 16 is 14, right? So this is 3 times 14, which is 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 3, 10 is 30. So that's 42. So this is, so we know this is 45. We know this is 42. So we know this is 3 less than this, right? So if we were to move this here, we had 42, but we need 43. 45, right? So this is 3 less than this. So this cannot be higher than 6. Can't be a 2, right? Can't be a 3-cell arrow. So, and then this cannot be lower than 6. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But we have a 16-cell arrow box here. And, well, this is a high digit in here, right? But let's say if this was a 9, these 3 would have to add up to 7, which is possible, right? So these are different. These have a difference of 3. And then what else did I figure out? I figured out some other things. Yeah, well, this was 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the problem is then I started to end up getting in circles where something that should be a certain way, and I thought I'd figured out, it's just, okay, so this is 7, 9. Never quite turned out that way. So this is 7, 9. Yeah, so this has an 8 or 9 in it. Wait, how does it go? 15 and 4. But now this can't have a 7 or 9 in it. So no 7, no 9. Right. So this has a 6 or an 8 in it. Now this can't be too small. So the smallest this can be is a 3. But if this is a 3, this would have to be a 2. And then we'd have a 4, 6 here. Which is alright. Also, this can't be too big, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these, remember, these are the same, right? So this, well, it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be a 6 or an 8. Yeah, I think I figured out that this had to be the 6 or the 8. Right. I'm not sure how I figured that out, though. This was a 3. This would have to be a 1 or 2, and this would have to be a 1 or 2. There was a reason. Why was this a 6 or an 8? Kind of reverse engineering my work last time. The thing is, this is also here, right? Now, if this is an 8, this would be a 6, 9. And we might have trouble here. Because I don't think we can put any other large digits in here. Well, we can put 2 digits above 6. We can put a 6 and a 7, that's it. And then we have 2 large digits here. And this, I don't know if this has to be a large one. Wait a second. This one can't have a 7 or a 9. So this has an 8. Yes. So this has an 8. So this doesn't have an 8. But it could have an 8 over here. Well, the smallest this can be is a 6. So there could... no, there can't be a 7. So 6, 7. Yeah, so these are all lower than 6, right? Because there's only one that has 2 digits above 6. And we can't have a 7 in here. So these are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it means we have 2 high digits here. We have a high digit here. And we need 4 high digits. So these can't both be high digits. And if this is a high digits, neither of them are. Okay. Now... we have an 8, and then we have a 2, 3, or a 5, 6. 2, 3, or a 5, 6. That's not super helpful at the moment. And this one has to be quite small. This has to be at least 3, and this can be a 6. So this is a 1, so this can be up to a 5. So we're starting to get some horizontal lines here. Oh yeah, 15. Can't have an 8 in it now. Right, but it can have a 9 or a 7 in it. It's a corollary to this one. And this one... I'm trying to think. This is a 6 or an 8. If this is smaller than that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So it can't be a 1 or 2. So there's a 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8. Is there any of these that aren't viable, right? Because that obviously maps over to here. 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8. I don't remember if I excluded this being a small digit. Because if this is a 3, then we need a 6 or an 8 in here, which is no big deal. This has 1 digit from 6, 7, or 9. These are 2 from 6, 7, or 9. We only have space for 1 more in here. I mean, it could have a 6 and a 7, to be fair. It could be 6, 7... no, it can't have a 6, 7. Because then this wouldn't have any options, right? So it can't be this one. It could be this one. So this has at least 1... No, it has precisely 1 digit from 6, 7, 8, or 9. So if this is 6 or 8, then we're done. If this is not 6 or 8, 6 or 8 has to be here or here. And I don't know if there's a reason why they wouldn't be there or there. Um, 9, 7, 6. 8 is here. 5, 6, 2, 3. And this one has a 1 or 2 or 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5. And then 6, 7, 8, or 9. Yeah, because there's a relationship, right? Because these are 3 apart. So this is a 3, this is a 6. This is a 3, this is a 6. But if this is a 6... no, it doesn't have to have a 3 in it. This has a 3 or a 6 in it. Well, to be honest, so the update worked pretty smoothly. So I've got it running. Just updating to the latest version. But obviously I have some issues with the data saving on iOS. So what I might do is I might update on Steam and Android right away. But for iOS, I really have to finish that feature. And I have already spent months working on it, but this was, last year. So I have to kind of reacquaint myself with it and kind of figure out what was missing. So it's definitely a chunk of work. So I guess I might work on it on stream as well, though. So I might start streaming that stuff from tomorrow onwards. Let's see. This has a 3 or a 6 in it. If this is a 3, if this is a 3, this has to have a 2 in it, and this would, yeah. So okay, let's do it this way. If this is a 3, that's a 1, 2. This can't have a. This has to have a 3 or a 2 in it, so that doesn't work. If it's a 4, that's a 1, 3. Then this could be a 2, 6, 8. Okay, it could be a 4. If this is a 5, this would be also 2, 6, 8. If it's a 5, it's a 1, 4, 2, 3. Well, it can never be a 2, 3 on the 5, so it'd be a 1, 4, and it wouldn't interfere. If this is a 6, it will have a 1 or 2. Yeah, that's all fine. And over here, do I have anything there? Let me look on the other side then. The corollary of these. Can this be a low one? If this is a 3, this has to be a 1, 2. This is a 3. This has to be a 1 or a 2, and we're in one of these two rows. And then we have a 5. We definitely have a 6 then. This is a 3, we have a 6. So that'd be a 3. This would be a 7, 8. And this couldn't have a 3 in it. No, that's not really a problem. There was something. There was a reason why this couldn't be these low digits. The 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, neither have I, so it's a bit painful for me actually. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This puzzle is a bit painful as well. Usually his puzzles are much easier. This is kind of one of the hardest I've encountered in a while, or the one I struggled the most with in a while. Maybe there's something else I can look at to make things a bit easier for myself. Like we have a bunch of low digits here. It doesn't tell us much about. Let's see, these 4 are at least 10. Doesn't help. Ah, wait a second. We know these are 14. So this is at least a 5 because these. No, it can't be a 4 or 5. This is at most a 6. So this has to be an 8 or 9, and it can't be much less, right? So these have to add up to 14 because 16 plus 15 is 31, and we need 14 more for the column, right? So if this is an 8, these would have to be a 6. If this is a 9, these would have to be a 5. So they can never be a 4. So now this is a 5 or 6, which means this cannot be the 5, 6 option here. Oops. And neither anything down here cannot. So that's a 5 or 6. So this cannot have a 5 in it because one of these has a 5 in it, right? So no 5. Yeah, no 5s because that can't be a 5 either. So now we suddenly have a much smaller selection. 7 and 9. So it could be a 6, except the 6. I thought I established the 6 couldn't be here. If it's 7 and 6, yeah, this doesn't have an option. So this cannot be this one, right? So now this can't even have a 6 anymore. So it means 6 is here or here. Yeah, 5, 6, 5, 6. So this has a 2 or 3 in it. So we definitely have a 1 and a 4 in here. So we definitely have a 1 and a 4. And we don't have a 7 anymore. So that's an 8 or 9. So this can no longer be an 8 because, whoops. Because we have either an 8, 9 here or an 8, 9 here. We have an 8, 9 there as well. All right, so that's 8, 9, 1, 4. So then it's 2 or 3, and this is 2 or 3. Yeah, that's the corollary there. Okay. So, and these are 3 different. So 5, 8, or 6, 9. Okay. So how did I arrive at this conclusion? Oh yeah, because this had to add up to 14. So it's an 8 or 9 with a 5 or 6. All right. Now this also has to add up to 14. So these two have to be an 8 or 9. And then this also has to add up to 14. Together with this one. Okay. This can no longer be higher than that. But if this is a 5, this is a 6, and this, yeah, so this can't be a 5, because then this wouldn't have a value. If this is a 6, this would be a 5, that would be a 4, 2, that kind of thing, right? Or 5, 1, 6, that's fine. So here now we have either an 8 here, or this is the 6. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a 6, right? But could this ever be a 1? This could be a 1 if this is a 4. All right, let's have a quick look at this one. 9, 7, 6, no 8. This can't be an 8 because we've established that that's... Oops. Nope. So this can't be an 8. So that's a 9. That's an 8. That's not a 7 or an 8. That's not a 6 now. The thing is, it worked really well last time as well, until then it just was wrong and broken. So we might still live in that world. This definitely has an 8 in it. So no 2s. 1, 3, 4. Not a 3 or 4. That's a 5 now. This can't be a 5 anymore. This is a 6 now. This can't be a 3s anymore. Now this is a 2, 6, 8. Okay, so that's not a 2 anymore. So that's not a 5. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 7. which doesn't add up to 15. Frick. And these add up to 5. Yeah, that's all wrong. 1 second, how did I figure out this was a 9? Because this is an 8, right? So if this is 9, and this has to be add up to 14, this has to be 5 now. I don't know how I ended up at 5. Maybe I just mistyped that. So now this can't be 2, 3, 5, 6. So this is 2, 6, 8. And then this doesn't have a 2 in it. So 1, 3, 4. And this has to be an 8. Okay, so far so good. 6, 9. So this can't be a 6. This can't be a 3 or 4. But it can't be a 5. Am I wrong that these have to be the same digit? No, they have to be the same digit. And you see, and now I have a contradiction. And that's what happened to me last time as well. Let's see what these are. Or what these would be if I'm living in a correct universe here. 257. 257. Can't be a 7. Yeah, they're the wrong digits though. And that's basically, I kept going around in circles, getting the wrong digits. Why did I conclude that the 8 can go in here? I don't remember. Why did I conclude that the 8 had to be in here? Well, it clearly can't be in here. It can't be here because this has to be 3 bigger than that. Why am I getting that the wrong way around? Does this have to be smaller? Well, these 3 are bigger than 45. So this has to be the bigger number than compared to what we're putting in the square. Yeah, so this can't be an 8. Why can't there be an 8 here? Do we have an 8 and another digit? Because this has to be... Why can't this be a 3 or 4? Because if this is a 3, this could be a 6, right? I don't remember now why I excluded that as an option. 6, 7, 8, 9. If I have a 6 here, this is the smallest I can put in here. So then the largest I can have is 7. I could have a... No, I can't have a 7. But I can never have a 6 and an 8. Because that's 14 and it wouldn't work out. Right. So these are always small digits. And in fact, they all have to be smaller than 6. So these are all small digits. So how did I end up with an 8 here? Because 7, 9, 16, right? That's the only way to make 16. Yeah. So then this can't have a 7 in it, and it can't have a 9 in it, and it's a 16 cage. So it must have an 8 in it. Okay, so this cannot be an 8. And how did I end up saying this is an 8 or 9? Because I said this is 14, right? Yeah, this is 14. And the largest this can be a 6. So the smallest this can be is an 8. And it can't be an 8. So this is a 9. All right. So we have a 9 here. So now we know there's a 9 here. So that's 7, 8. Let me just erase these for a sec. This can't be a 6 either. Oops. So this has a 7 or an 8 in it. Could it still be a 7 and a 6 in here? I don't know. So 9, 9, 9. This is a 6, 9. So these now can't have 9s and 6s either. So this would be a 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7, right? And this one, well, it can't have a 6 and 9 because this also sees these, right? So no 6s. No 6s. So this is now a 1, 2, 4, 8. And the 8, could it be here? Yeah, it has to be. Well, yeah, it has to be in it. Unless this is a 4 and the 8 is here. Well, first of all, this needs to be 16, we said, right? Or 14. 14. So this has to be a 5 now. This can't be a 5 anymore. This cannot have a 5 in it, so this is 2, 6, 8. 2, 6, 8. This doesn't have a 2 in it anymore now. This isn't a 2, 3. Okay. Now we have a 1, a 3, 4, and an 8 here. Okay. And then these three are 2, 5, 7. And this can't be a 5 or 7, so that's a 2. That works. I completely forgot that this is diagonal. So this has a... Oh, and then these are the big digits instead. So this is a 4, 8. Ooh. Alright. I think we're finally onto something, boys. And I think I might have actually... Oh, man, how did I not figure this out? Alright. Alright, now we're talking. Okay, now I have to figure out... Yeah. Shell shock. Didn't expect this. Kind of a 1 on this, right? So this is a 9 adding up to... 2, 3, 4 adding up to a 9. Alright, 2, 3, 4 here. With a 1 there. This 2 there, 9, 8. This 5. 8, 2, 6, 8. Alright. Alright. It's kind of a 2 on it. So 1, 3 is the 4. Ooh, 2 gives us a 2 over here. 3, 4. That eliminates a couple of things over here. And this 7. And this 5 gives us an 8 here. Oh, interesting. And then the remaining here are 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, this can't have a 7 on it. So, and it can't be a 5. So that's a 1, 6 here. And that's a 5. So 3, 5 here. 6 goes out of there. 4, 8, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4. I guess these are 2, 3, 4, 8s, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 6, 9, alright. 7, 8, 9. That's 5 now. 3, 4. There are also 1, 2, 3, 4. This cannot be a 6, and this has to be a 6. And then this can't be a 5 or 4 anymore. 3, 4. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 and nada. So it's coming together. 3, 6. So no 3 here, no 2 here. This 3 doesn't really do anything. 6s. There's a 6 on it, so this has got to be a 9 with a 3, 6 here. So this has got to be a 4, 2, 3. 4. So that's a 2. That's a 6. That makes this a 3 and a 9. No 3 here. No 4 here. No 2 here. So that's a 4. A 2, 3. No 3s. That's a 4. So the 4 is a 1, 3 here and a 2 there. That's 4 there. Okay. It's not a 2. And 1, 4 because of this one here. Sorry if I'm skipping steps. I'm in quick solve mode for testing purposes, not enjoying the puzzle mode. Alright, 1, 5, 7, 8, 9. Actually, gotta take all these out. And no 8s here. 7 or 9. Is this 7 or 9? Ah. 7 or 9. This could be 7. This can't be a 7. 5. So this has to be a 1. So this is an 8, and that's a 9. That's all I can figure out there. Oop. 5, 7 pair. 5, 7. This has got to be a 9, 7, 8. And 7, 5, 7, 5. 8. No 9s. 2s. 3, 4 is resolved. 1, 6 is resolved. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. What is some box I'm seeing? No, that's something I've the killer cage calculator. Yeah, that's something I've added recently. So that would be in the new mobile app version as well. It's not super great yet, so it's probably going to be like under experimental features. I'm not super happy with it yet, but it's a start. And it's something a lot of other apps have and a lot of people are asking for, but it needs a bunch of extra work still. And I've tried to kind of finish it off and it became a bit of a mess. So I put it aside and I'm gonna revisit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, no 7's here. 8's here. All right, 6, 7, or 8. Can I short circuit anything here? There's a 4 on this. Ones. Well, this can't be the 1, because then we'd have a 5 here. 3, so that's a 3, 4. That means that's a 7 here. Makes this a 9, 7, 8, 7. No 9. 4, 6, 8, 9. And so resolved. 2, 4. No 4's here. 8, 4, 2, 8, and 2. 5, 6, 5, 8, 5. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 5, 9. 5, 9. 6, 5, 8. Whoops. Nope. 6 and 8 and 6. Yes. And the solution is given because Simon always does great puzzles. So for these kind of puzzles, go to Artisanal Sudoku.substack.com. Awesome puzzles. I'm gonna post it in the chat because I'd love to do an app with him sometime because I really enjoy them. They're much simpler, or maybe like even a free app or something. Just sort of, I don't know. They're a joy. They're beautiful, and there are right the they hit the spot for me in terms of difficulty. They're not too hard. They're not too easy. A little bit harder than guess. A little bit easier than what's in the Discord puzzle archive. Well, glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, check out Simon's puzzles. Like if what CTC are doing on their channel is a bit too hard, and the guests are a little bit too easy, then Simon's puzzles might be just hitting the spot. And he's got quite a few volumes out, and each of them has like I think 4 puzzles. So there's like almost 100 puzzles here already. Yeah, you can subscribe. Like it's a newsletter, sort of ends up in your inbox. Anyway, I'm calling it a day. I'm considering this tested now, and next week I'm gonna dive headfirst in. Gonna start doing builds again. Gonna set up the laptop. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on stream. Maybe. Maybe I'll remote into it and just show it on stream. I don't know. Might be. Maybe I want. Yeah, why not? Might be fun for some people to hang out, and because it's a messy thing, and it was very hard for me to figure that out the first time around, and now the second time around, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. And without help from somebody, I wouldn't have managed. So if anybody's looking into building apps and kind of cross-building between different operating systems and stuff, that might be interesting. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. And, you know, appreciate the support and the interest and, you know, the extensions and all that stuff. And the usual places. I want to use Patreon more. I'm going to start working on a user account setup for cloud sharing because people have been asking that a lot. And it's going to be a lot of work. But that's kind of the next big feature, I think, is that people have accounts and, you know, you can list puzzles and see what your friends are playing and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to plan that all out. In the meantime, thank you very much for hanging out. Take care. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.